Just so you know, Daft Monks is half talk show, half actual play campaign that features adult language and topics. Viewer discretion is advised.
Let's get to it. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Nat One Presents Daft Monks. Hey, Nate.
Hey, how's it going, Nate? You look good for a dead guy.
I know. This corona's, it's out to get me. I'm like Neo out here fucking dodging bullets and shit.
Yeah, honestly, you actually look and sound pretty good. I think maybe this virus is like a weaker version, the strain. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think so. The Omicron ain't shit on me, you know? I could tell, what day was it? I think it was Thursday night. I started getting sick and I was like, man, it sure feels like when I first got the Rona, it feels like the start of that again. And then it wasn't near as bad. I think Friday and Saturday, for the first time I got it, like I just get real bad body aches. And then that's about it, where like it's killing me. So it was like Friday and Saturday, I had body aches, but it wasn't near as bad. I could still actually move around. And then by Sunday, Monday, I'm back up hip and happening, not 100%. I wasn't 100% until probably yesterday.
Nice.
It can't kill me, Nate. It can't.
I think they gimped this virus as soon as they called it Omicron instead of Omnicron. Like, I thought that was a cool ass name.
Right.
Like OMNI. Yeah. But Omicron is just like, I don't know.
Right.
I'm not feeling it.
It's like from Futurama, like I've come from the planet Omicron Persei 8,
I actually just tried rewatching that from the beginning, like a week ago.
Oh, Futurama?
Yeah.
Megan is a super fan of Futurama.
Really?
Yep. When we went to the Bumbershoot Festival in Seattle, one of the things we had to go do was actually go sit on a panel where they introed their latest season at the time or whatever it was. And we sat there and watched it, and it was pretty cool. They did a whole like Q&A session with the whole staff and everything. It was pretty cool. I loved it.
That is pretty bomb. Futurama just has like such good reputation amongst nerds, among people who watch animated shows. And I wish like the future shows have been, or shows by the creators since then, because it's what, Matt Groening, right?
Yep.
I felt like Simpsons is old and stale, and then Futurama was amazing, both before they brought it back, after they brought it back, because it got canceled for a while. And now there's a show on Netflix called Disenchanted.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's hit and miss.
What are your thoughts? It's hit or miss.
It's hit and miss. Like there are a couple episodes where I'm like, oh man, this is a pretty good show. And then the very next episode, I'll be like, man, I'm kind of over this show. Like,
I want it to be funny, and sometimes it delivers, but a lot, like, it's so close. It has the right formula and the right like spoofing on that kind of whole fantasy like kind of realm type deal. Right. But just so many times I'm just like, I wanted to like it, but meh.
Yeah.
There's another show that made me feel that way recently, but I'll share that later on.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I did one other show I've been watching on Netflix. Oh, and I'm not going to remember the name. It's an animated show, and it's basically somebody who works for like deep fake government. Like she basically like, it's just a show that like, it makes me think of you because it's like all the conspiracy theories, and they just like, it's an animated show about all of those. Like they're all true. Like the president is a cyborg that they control, and like Reagan, they gave Alzheimer's. The moon landing was fake, and it was just like a space orgy colony that they just
directed by Stanley Kubrick. We all know it.
Totally. Each episode's just like a lot of that. So it's pretty funny. Like Oprah's part of the Illuminati, which is like the competition for like whatever org they work for. So it's pretty funny. It doesn't like give itself room to breathe. Like the jokes are just so rapid that you don't have time to like let them land.
Right.
But it was pretty good. I watched the first season, maybe like 8 or 10 episodes. It was not bad. And that's on Netflix.
Ooh, I might have to check that one out.
Speaking of like things to check out, or maybe not, have you heard about this game called Wordle?
I have not heard about it until you brought it up earlier. And when you brought it up, I automatically assumed there's some kind of buzz going around it. So I opened it up and I solved the first puzzle on my 4th try. 4 out of 6 tries you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't see what the deal is, like, is there really like a big thing going on with this fucking game or what?
So, yeah. So, all right. So you hadn't heard of it, but did like once you got that like stupid squares with like the green and yellow, did you like recognize seeing that anywhere on social media? Like, because I see people share that, just like you send it to me on WhatsApp, people share that on like Facebook now. You didn't like stumble across that at all?
No. And then to be perfectly honest, Nate, I try to stay off social media because number one, I don't want to get Nat One Presents into trouble, and I don't want to get myself into trouble. So I try to just steer clear of all that.
I'll see. I live for the drama. We'll get into that more too. But no, I definitely still kind of browse. But okay, so Wordle, it was this like, it's been around for years. I don't know why, but it started to blow up. And the big kind of news story here now is that the New York Times purchased it.
Whoa.
For like, they said low seven figures. So what? That's like a low million or only a couple million or something. But pretty cool. And I know they donated a lot of money of their like profits to charity. But I think it's just kind of like, you know, how people like do their daily crosswords. Like this got popular and the New York Times is like, all right, we're going to buy this and make it part of like our kind of like our crosswords or whatever. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I did today. It was also the first day I tried it. I was like, all right, Nate, if Nate's actually going to try a word puzzle. And like, I get what you said. I actually only got it on 5 out of 6 tries. Ooh. So I guess I am not the wordsmith that you are, apparently.
I think it's all just luck on whatever starting word you decide to go with. Like, because I always pick weird ones. So I started off with wrath, and then the word of the day was actually shard. And then I giggled at that because it's almost like shard, you know. And then me and Corbin were like,
gosh, I don't think you have to put a word in though, and I think because I spelled a word that I'm like, I don't know if this is a word, and I accepted it, but either it did just end up being a word, or you can just enter any letters, in which case I should have just done like RSTLNE, you know, like game of Wheel of Fortune. And if it lets you do that, that's just dumb.
Oh,
like, so
then how hard?
I'll have to like test it out more. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Wordle. Fun stuff, I guess. If you like puzzles, check it out. Everybody, if you have a mom or dad or grandparent who likes puzzles, you'll probably already know what that is because I've been seeing it like constantly, like all over.
I need to ask my mom about it now because for the longest time we were playing Words with Friends, and she would think I cheated, and I'm like, I don't fucking cheat. I'm the best, you know.
Oh, I love Words with Friends. Did you cheat?
Sometimes.
I always like would I didn't need to cheat, but there was times where I'm like, oh, I know I could get like 200 plus points with this combination, but I'd only get to like 150, and so I'd give in out of my curiosity to see like
what you could do.
Let me, like, yeah, you know, and that is like cheating. Usually, like I'd already be winning the game or whatever, but I do like Words with Friends a lot.
Oh yeah, you can't help it because then you see the word and you're like, oh, I know that word. I would have totally got that if I tried a little bit harder.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun until you get a game where you are just like being really defensive and so is the other person. So you're just doing like one letters on top of each other. And then it's like you just have like a big fucking square of letters that is hard to build anything off of. Like usually it's fun to play with people like who actually take risks and you take risks. But if you play with people who are just waiting for you to set them up for a triple word or like a double word, it's like, oh, fuck you, buddy. Like, this is going to be, I'll make this just as miserable as you want to make it. Okay. Sometimes we are a sometimes D&D podcast, I like to say. So today's hot topic is the Vox Machina anime.
Ooh, how was it?
Yeah. So, all right. So we talked about like last week when we talked about it, it wasn't out yet, but then it came out last Friday, I want to say. And I think just the first 3 episodes, and I made sure to watch it. And Nate, I have opinions. I think it's worth mentioning, though, that this show is unique in that, not because it's like based off of Critical Role, but it was crowdfunded on Kickstarter, 10 of the first, I think, 12 episodes.
Whoa.
On Kickstarter. So you have to keep that in mind that the show was literally like kind of paid for by fans, for fans, right? In my mind now, I'll give you kind of my impressions of the show. I watched it. It's kind of like, it's well animated, of course. It's very like adult humor. So it's like a fantasy show with adult humor. Like they play ball tag, which is like hitting each other in the balls, like while like, you know, doing their adventures and stuff. So, you know, like adult humor, lots of swearing, lots of like sex jokes, like jokes about anal beads, all kinds of things.
I can get behind that.
Fun for the whole family. Yeah. But in my opinion, after watching, so I watched 2 episodes while at the gym, and then I was like, I'll go home and watch the third. And then after I finished the second, I was kind of like, meh, I'll like get to the third when I get to the third. Like I was not super like motivated. And the short version of my review kind of is it's probably a phenomenal adaptation. It definitely, if you love Critical Role, this show is a 12 out of 10 for you.
Right.
But if you're just like new to the series, you might also enjoy it, but I find it pretty lackluster.
Ooh, as a standalone.
Yeah. For me, as just a standalone anime, it's a solid 7 out of 10.
Ooh,
maybe 7.5. Like it's okay. But I would much rather. And then anyway, so I went on Facebook, right, and I posted in a Dungeons and Dragons group. I said, unpopular opinion, Vox Machina is just okay. And that group, which has like 200,000 to 300,000 people, fucking annihilated me. And I made a comment about how like if I want to like watch a show with D&D, I just watch like Carbon Quest, and people were like, first of all, they don't play D&D in Harmon Quest, they play Pathfinder. And like, oh, they were just like tearing me to shreds and stuff. But the point just being like, I like Harmon Quest is hilarious.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think it's like super fun. It captures like what playing is like. It animates parts. It has epic moments, but it's still like silly.
Yeah.
Whereas this was just like, this is exactly what I expect. Like best case scenario, if you took your favorite campaign and it got animated, this like with adults, like this is what the show you would get, and that's cool. But it's like it's not written for television. It was written for a table game and adapted for TV. So there's no surprises. There's no like they start off in a bar fight, and I'm like, okay, like ooh.
Did they go to a goblin cave?
There's no goblin cave, unfortunately. But I don't know. I just felt it very standard. It was exactly what I would expect. Maybe like it's like, yep, I've been to D&D table sessions with a bunch of adults who make jokes, like adult humor, and that's what this was animated. Like, cool. Didn't do it for me. And then I think like I was kind of hoping, I don't listen to Critical Role, so I was hoping this show would like make me want to listen to Critical Role, and not the case. Like when I watched The Witcher, it makes me want to go back and play The Witcher or read The Witcher. When I watch Castlevania, I want to go back and play Castlevania. Yep. The show, though, does not do that. I see it and I'm like, cool, that's it.
Right.
So I know I've made many neckbeards angry. If that Facebook group was any kind of indication, I am in the minority. It does have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which 100%. I think is ridiculous. 100%. It's 100%. Yeah.
Get the fuck
think
out of
that's... Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Robot Jocks doesn't even have 100%, and that's pretty much the greatest story of our time. You know
what?
Yeah,
what percent does Robot Jocks?
Don't even look it up. It's probably embarrassing. I don't want to see.
Well, like as comparison, like I think like Castlevania is like a 94%, and then like I don't know what The Witcher has, but I doubt it has 100. Like Vox Machina, I'm sorry, it's not 100%. Whatever. And in case you're wondering, Robot Jocks has a 42%.
42%. Oh, my heart.
Yeah. That's higher than I thought, honestly.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love it. But like, if you're just doing, like you said, we're animating the funniest bits of our campaign and putting it into a show, like it's not going to be that exciting, you know, especially like for me, I watched a good majority of the Critical Role stuff, and like, to watch it again as an animation, like, oh man, I got better things to do, like rewatch Mortal Kombat for the 7th time and then play Mortal Kombat all day.
Yeah. I'll leave it. I think like if you enjoyed the show, you probably will enjoy it. Will you want to commit to watching it again? Maybe not. Most people, it seems like probably, but it's an adaptation. I think that's like the thing to take away is like, I don't think like it's this amazing fantasy show. It's just, this was a cool way to see how they adapted a tabletop game to a show, but no major appeal, like broad appeal beyond that.
Is it as good or better as our Batman sketch, Red Bush?
Our Batman sketch is on another level, which is maybe a great introduction because that's today's activity. Is we're gonna do some Batman role play for new listeners. Nate, you have an impression based on an impression of Batman, basically.
Correct. It's what is his name? Holmes, Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes.
Yep.
Yeah.
His impression of, I think, Bale's Batman, where it's very gravelly and low, and you should watch it. It's on the Funny or Die, I think. Yeah. So go watch that. A lot of those are really good, but
or College Humor. One of those, yeah.
So my impression of it, of his impression of what Christian Bale thinks Batman should be.
Yeah. It's good stuff. We have a couple different episodes in season 1. If you want to check it out, check out, I think, Wayne Manor Menagerie. I think we have, what was it? It's like Arkham Asylum.
Oh, yeah. That was where we got Red Bush.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. So today, here's what I'm thinking. So what we're gonna role play is, so you're Bruce Wayne, you're Batman, but you're Bruce Wayne today,
Okay.
and basically Alfred signs you up for a dating show because he's worried that you're still single, and there's no one really kind of advancing the Wayne line, so Alfred does all the serious stuff. So that's where we'll start, and then we'll just cut right to the dating show, kind of like the old fashioned. Do you remember like not the match game, like it's where it's like contestant number 1, where would you take me on a blind date? And they can't see the person, and then the guy's like, oh, if I'd take you to a bar and get you a beer, I don't know, like whatever, and then they pick at the end, they're like, I choose contestant number 3, and then they like reveal the contestants. So that's what we're gonna do.
Did you ever see, I know because I'm dark, but did you ever see the episode where the guy is a serial killer, or he's like a killer on the show?
No, what?
They didn't do a good enough background check, and he was like a killer on the show. You gotta look it up. There's a whole thing behind it.
Gosh. Do they find out on the show, or like she wins, goes on a date with this guy, and then he kills her, and that's how we found out?
I swear I don't remember the full story now. I think she was going to pick him, or she did pick him, but then they couldn't go to the date because he like got arrested before that or something like that.
That is amazing. And that's like a recent, we're not talking like the 60s.
No, that was the
60s,
60s,
like,
70s one.
It was?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's, wow.
Could you imagine that?
Insert those like, wow, you really like the bad boys like jokes, like, right? Like if if I was like her dad, he'd be like, of course he picked a serial killer. Yeah. Like he was an accountant, he was a lawyer, and you picked a serial killer.
Oh,
like, good job, buddy.
I feel like that's such my luck. Like, God, you were such a loser, Nate. Like first of all, you had to go on this show to find a date. And then of the 3 people, you picked the one that's a fucking murderer. Like, way to go, Nate. You are such a winner. He might as well have just murdered me, like that at least I would have won something at that point, maybe some sympathy from people going to my funeral, but now I got nothing. I'm just a loser.
I would not feel super good about picking a serial killer. Like, even though the show should have like obviously like done better background checks for me, like that chick has like clearly bad judgment. Like, there never can you take a litmus test and it's like you have bad judgment. Like, that's kind of like what that was.
Yes.
So
yes.
Fun stuff.
Weird. I'm on this show.
Here we go. So we're gonna role play, and we'll just start off with Alfred real fast, because we never role play Alfred. Okay,
I know,
so
poor guy. Alfred.
So, Master Wayne, I've set up your itinerary for you today.
Yeah, what do we got going on?
Well, I've cleared your schedule. We are not doing any crime fighting today. I think it's time we address a major lack of relationship or social needs in your life.
No, I just got on the Facebook. I'm good. I got it.
Yeah. You keep adding bots, I've noticed. And me over and over again, which I keep declining.
She sent me a DM. She knows who I am. She says, hello, Jack. It's nice to get in touch with you.
Yeah, so that sounds good. You can play with the Facebooks when you get home. But I've decided, Master Wayne, for your own good, and ever since really, the accident with Damien happened, where you didn't set him up with a seatbelt and he ejected from the Batmobile in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, my son.
Listen, you need an heir to the Wayne Empire, okay? You live a very dangerous life. What happens if you don't make it home one day? I can't progress the Wayne line, obviously. I'm not. And on the will, I don't think.
No, I left everything to you.
But listen, no, you need an heir. You need a child. So we set you up. You're going to be on a dating show.
All right. Like prunes kind of dates? Like, okay, like dates?
No, not like, it's not like Next or anything. Did you ever watch Next on MTV, Master Wayne?
Yeah, I totally watch Next all the time. It was outrageous.
No, well, you're not on that show. It's like that classical kind of like the match dating game, whatever, I don't know. There'll probably be like three chicks. Hopefully they're chicks. I didn't really do a background check.
Oh, that sounds about right.
But yeah, you'll have 3 contestants. You'll pick one, kind of blind. You get to ask them questions, but you don't get to see them. You go on a date. Probably you'll have children. And then I'll end up raising it, and you can go back to playing Batman, superhero, whatever you want. Nonsense.
Let me get this straight. There's going to be 4 of us total thrown into this pit, blinded. And then whoever comes out on top is going to make babies, and you will raise that baby.
If I say yes, will you go to the show?
Absolutely.
Okay, and it's like da-da-da-da-da, like a little like old fashioned Batman transition. And yeah, so it's like it plays like the do 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 like this week on the dating game Gotham edition, we have Bachelor billionaire Bruce Wayne. Bruce, tell us a little about yourself.
I'm rich. I have a personal life that you can't really know about. But other than that, I have a successful business that I got from my dad.
That's amazing. What do you do in your business?
I don't really know. I usually show up and yell at some guy saying he's not doing enough for me. And then he's actually really doing a great job, stand-up guy. But I just yell at him, call him a real piece of shit. And then...
Is it the same guy every time?
Yeah, every day. Every day. He's probably the janitor. And then after that, I take a nap in my office. And then I go back home. It's a great day. It's a great life.
Great life indeed. Well, today your life is about to get even greater because we have 3 beautiful contestants, women, I believe. Not sure. We did not run the background check. Could be serial killers. Anywho,
Okay.
You are going to play a game. You're going to ask questions to each one of our 3 contestants. Do like 2 or 3 rounds, whatever. And then you'll get to pick and be sent on an all-exclusive date/vacation package with your selection. How does that sound, Bruce?
So it's a lot like Saw with a little puppet. Like, do you want to play a game like that? Like that?
No, we don't.
Is the Riddler here? Is it?
No Riddler, no
okay.
super villains. I think again didn't run background checks. But I think you'll be in for a surprise, Bruce. So why don't you go ahead, take a seat on the stool, and let's play the dating game.
All right. Could have got a comfier stool. I mean, these are millionaire butt cheeks. You're putting these on $25 stool. What is this, from Walmart?
You just read the questions, Bruce.
All right. Here we go. Just read off these cards you gave me.
Yep.
Girl or contestant number 1. Hi, my name's Bruce. How are you? What would you wear for a night on the town? Something black and flowy and brooding, maybe?
Ooh, funny you mentioned that. Yes, leather, skin tight leather, something real purdy for you, something expensive looking. Like a mix of meow noise, like a cat in heat type deal.
All right, yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, all right. You sound like every other chick. That's who you are. Contestant number 2. What do you like to do for fun? Hey, I'm Bruce, by the way. Yeah. What do you like to do for fun?
I really like plants and working in my lab. I'm kind of a nerd, and I tend to get bullied a lot by other people. But yeah, just being out in nature.
Oh yeah, I get that. I love nature. I really do.
Oh, what do you love about nature?
The smell of smog, really, from my factories polluting the atmosphere. I love that. There's a Swedish or something girl who I'm very fond of. She's very, heavy-handed with the stern looks and the how dare yous. She's my favorite. I love her. Greta, But thanks. Anyway, contestant number 3. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. Hey, I'm Bruce.
Yes, hello. Is this Chopped? Am I here for Chopped?
What is this?
I thought I was auditioning for Chopped. I'm sorry. Am I in the wrong place?
Oh, there must be something wrong with your microphone. You sound a lot like Bane, who I can't stand.
It's me. It's me, Bane.
Bane, what are you doing here?
I'm auditioning for Chopped, I think.
No, Bane, this isn't Grindr. I don't know what you're doing here. This is a dating show for me. I need to talk to the cat lady and the red bush.
Can I leave? No? Okay. No, the producer's shaking his head. I'm just gonna stay here, Bruce. I guess if you want, maybe just still ask a question so it's less weird.
Fine. Question number 3. If you were doing some kind of crime and some very handsome do-gooder thwarted you, how would you want him to thwart you?
Well, I'd want him to give me a strong embrace.
Gay.
And then I would want to pick him up and snap his spine on my knee. And then I would take care of him for a very long time until the venom wore off.
Well, that sounds extremely gay, contestant number 3. I don't want any part of that. Contestant number 2, if let's say I was on a bender all night and I came home and I accidentally took a big shit in your rose garden. Like, what would you do the next morning?
Wait, why would you take a shit in my rose garden?
Because, I've been on a bender all night, like fighting crime. I mean, businessman stuff. I don't fight crime. That's for people other than me.
I guess fecal matter can make good fertilizer. So I would forgive you, but ask you to please maybe next time shit in the compost bin, and also maybe not go on a bender and or just spend time with me. I think that would probably be what I'd ask for.
Oh, sorry. I think you misunderstood. The shit that I left in the garden was actually shaped like a middle finger. Would that do anything for you?
No, I'm sorry. Are you supposed to be appealing? I thought. Looks at the producer. No, just rich. Okay,
extremely rich. Contestant number 1. It seems I'm getting nowhere with 2 and 3, who I'm pretty sure both have problems. Contestant number 1. What are you obsessed with? Let's get down to facts here. What are you obsessed with?
Expensive things, diamonds, jewels, relics, and getting into trouble, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I don't think you know what I mean.
No, I have no idea what you mean. Okay, fine. Contestant number 3. Bane.
Yep. Yes, still here. I am here. And waiting to audition for Chopped.
Sorry, I'm just reading off the cue cards, all right? Now, how do you feel about unchecked vigilante justice?
I'm actually I think the ends justify the means. I don't, if you're gonna cause the crime, then you gotta do the time. And if the time comes from a guy dressed as a bat, pretty weird, but then, so are you. If you're also in like a criminal, I used to wear a luchador mask, it was pretty weird. We all have our things. So yeah, I think it's fine, honestly.
I'm glad you said that. It turns out the last criminal Batman thwarted just looked like a rundown stepdad,
Oh, even the Penguin.
Yeah, that's him, Penguin, they called him.
Yeah, he's got it rough, man. Well, I think I saw him on the way here. He was walking on the street, his briefcase fell open. A bunch of homeless people took stuff from him, and then they didn't like what was in it, so they actually gave it back to him because they felt bad for him. It was very depressing.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I had to pull over immediately, and I went and pushed him down, and then got back in my car and drove off.
I'm sorry. Is he supposed to be asking me questions here? I feel like he's talking to the guy he already knows, and he's supposed to be trying. I'm very confused, and I thought this was a shot at love. Tila Tequila.
Yeah, I used to watch that too. I'm sorry. Me and number 3 just have a lot of history together. I tried hooking him up with my companion Dick.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
No, it's fine.
You can't say that on the air.
No, that's his name. Is Dick Richard.
I like Dick and expensive things. That's number 1, just like purring at you,
rubbing up all over a red bush.
Yeah, like there's like a panel blocking her, but she's just like pushing up against it. Like,
oh, that's disgusting. I could see it from the shadow on the other side over here. Wow. All right, it looks like what are we doing here? Is it a speed round?
Final round. You get one last question for each contestant, and then you have to choose, Mr. Wayne. Like who will you take on a date?
All right, here we go. Final questions. Contestant number 1. If you were to look me dead in my beautiful, rich eyeballs, what would you say is your favorite animal?
I'd say the cheetah. She's honestly just like not answering a question. She just sounds like she's in heat. And she's just like moaning a lot.
Yes. Yeah. We'll get back to that later. Contestant number 2. If I was any kind of herb or spice, what would you call me?
I would call you a weed because you're just a parasite that grows where nobody wants and needs to be ripped out from the stem and eliminated from humanity.
That's no way to talk about marijuana. It's actually making great strides in today's society and helping people with problems like anxiety or cancer. And if you're going to have an answer like that, man, I can't see being with you, number 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, contestant number 3.
Yes, Bane here.
What is your workout routine? How do you get so swole?
Oh yes, I have a 6-day split. Back, shoulders, chest. I'm a big into sups. Major supplement guy. Used to be on the Venom, not anymore. But you don't really need Venom with some pre-workout. And then a protein shake afterwards, and then vitamins and a couple other things, and maybe some steroids. You could accomplish everything that Venom could give you.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm writing all this down. Okay, protein shake. Got it. Check. And I got bored. I'm going to have to go with contestant number 1.
Contestant number 1 is like just making out with the producer. Like she's just not even like actually participating in the show. And then Bane's like, "Oh, Bruce. So do you want to audition for Chopped with me?"
I don't even know what that is. What's Chopped?
So wait, do you actually not know what Chopped is?
No, I don't.
No? Oh, shit. It's like my favorite cooking show. It's, they get like a basket with 4 ingredients.
Oh,
and
Chopped?
There's like 3 rounds. Chopped, yeah.
Oh, for some reason, I thought you were saying chapped. Like lips. I was like, what?
Because I'm gay, I had to be chapped.
No, I didn't assume chapped.
You fucking bigot.
I'm sorry, Chopped. I know Chopped.
I mean, I did have like my hands over my mouth to do like the muffled Bane voice, so maybe that's fine. Chapped. So I want you to give me a pitch for what the reality show Chapped would be about.
Okay, it's where a person thinks that they're going on a dating show, but it's actually being ran behind the scenes by their ex, who is in fact chapped about their relationship. So kind of like what was the Ashton Kutcher, like a punked mixed with like the Next with that 2005.
Oh yeah, we got to go back to Next for a minute. That was my favorite. Like, what a fucking disgusting way, first of all, to interact with people.
Oh,
to just be like, to be able to dismiss them and they have to leave.
That's
like,
the one where they're all sitting on the bus, right?
Yeah.
And like the more outrageous, the better. He's like, "Hey, my name's Zane, and chicks get moist when I walk into the room. Moist."
Yeah, and then she could just be like, "Next." And my favorite is when it would go really well, and then they'd say something and be like, "Wow, so you're a doctor and you cure children? Awesome. And you don't like black people? Next." like it would be like so good until like they would, that was like an extreme example, but a lot of times it was something small. Like they would just be like, "Yeah, and I also really enjoy playing tennis." And they'd be like, "Gay? Next." They would like have to say why they said that. It was so messed up.
Oh yeah, man. So that's what chapped would be. Chapped.
I like that you used it as a verb, but I think it's only an adjective.
Are you sure?
Oh no, there is a verb. Sorry, past tense, chapped.
Yeah, like chapped lips.
Become cracked, rough, or sore. Yeah, especially through exposure to wind or cold weather.
Chapped. Your cold, windy relationship led them chapped.
I'd watch it. Couldn't be much worse than Vox Machina. So
it's going to be on Bravo next season. Right after.
because it's chapped. Okay. Because the gay shows are on Bravo.
I think it's the only one that would pick it up, Nate. Nobody cares about straight people anymore.
What is it? What's the actual? There's an actual like gay network now. It kind of was Bravo for a long time, but not actually.
Logo?
But now Logo. I think Logo is like actually.
See, how do I know that? And you don't even know that.
Hey, I don't know. Ask your wife. Riddle me that.
I don't know.
Well, that was a grand old time, or something. Let's go ahead and transition right on into
Chapped.
Chapmunks.
The darkness is approaching yet again. The vampires have outnumbered us 4-1, and our odds are not in our favor. It seems as if all hope is lost.
I wouldn't quite say lost, as probably misplaced or something along those lines. But either way, fear not, for Van Helsing and Belmont are here to save you.
So where we left off, Van Helsing and Belmont were in retirement, and they were living peacefully in this little town, but it got to the point where Belmont told Van Helsing he needs to get a job. So he goes into town, tries his darndest to get a job.
To clarify, try your hardest meant right to show up at a bank, take your pants off, get dismissed. And then I got a feeling, we didn't really cover this, but I feel like after re-listening to that first episode as I was editing, I feel like you killed the bartender. Which I don't think was like apparent to me while playing, but listening back on the episode, I think Van Helsing killed the bartender.
He okay. If I'm not being Van Helsing right now, yes, he totally did kill the bartender, and he didn't have pants on before he walked into the bank. If we're being fair, it's a hot day. He didn't want to sweat in his good pants before walking into the bank, so. He tried those 2 jobs. A bartender mysteriously dies in the bar. And then also 2 hooded beings kind of are in the mix. They give Van Helsing something to put on his best friend. But instead of putting it on Belmont, he puts it on High Pirate Captain McNibbles, his pet and probably world famous rat now at this point. And that transforms him into a were-rat. He kills everybody else in the bar. Captain McNibbles does. And escapes. It was a tough battle. Van Helsing barely made it through. He had a good couple punches in there, but he ended up, getting knocked down.
Hiding. He ended up hiding.
Okay, he was hiding, yeah. And the 2 heroes end up running into Blade, who is as cool, calm, and collected as ever. He's actually running a booth for some reason in the center of town. Oh, also the Penguin was there. Blade kills High Pirate Captain McNibbles viciously and without even really thinking about any other suggestions. And then basically tells the fellas that things are not looking good. Things are changing around the world. Darkness is coming in and gathering. If we can, let's try to meet together in the 1 or 2 towns over. There is basically the chapel. Belmont, please don't be racist to our friend here. Like that's all racing in my head. And that's pretty much where we're at.
Sounds about right. I'd also just like another thing I pointed out after editing the episode, and maybe our listeners did, is that we called Dread Pirate Captain McNibbles. I think we called him Sky Pirate Captain McNibbles. And then High Pirate. So we just literally kept changing McNibbles' name, his title, every time. I know I mixed up High Pirate and Sky Pirate, but then you said Dread Pirate, which I don't think was ever part of the mix.
Right.
Or maybe he was promoted. I don't know. But
no, I've always, if you go all the way back into when he was first announced, it's mixed every single time. Like between there's 4 of them, I think it's High Pirate, Sky Pirate, Dread Pirate, and there's one more. I forget what that one is, but it's awesome. Interchanging throughout every. So that's a fun little Easter egg for you to go back and listen to other episodes.
Absolutely. We do. And fun fact, we have a website, daftmonks.com. And what I was able to do is, so season 2 is all about the Daft Monks, the D-Hunters. But I actually was able to feature at the top of the website is the old episodes from season 1 that also talk about the Daft Monks. So you can go ahead and go, if you're not sure which season 1 episodes are kind of like canon, and kind of like episodes about the Daft Monks, then go ahead and check that out. Check those episodes out.
Do it. It's a great time.
All right. So where are we picking up today?
We are standing here in the middle of town, right where we left off. And it's basically up to you, Belmont, where you would like to go.
Well, if I remember correctly, Blade gave us a piece of paper with an address. He said he had, I think, contacts at a church in another town. Was that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, Van Helsing, I think, unless you have any other business to attend to here, I think it's best we proceed to the church. And now, hear me out. I know you don't have the biggest fans over at the church. In fact, I think you were excommunicated. I don't remember. But we should probably go there and meet with Blade's contact and get the up and up on what's going on with Dracula. I think it's the right thing to do. We need to get back at the people who affected Dreadnought Pirate McNibbles.
I agree 100%, my boy. First things first, though, I need to go back to our cabin and acquire my disguises. Now, the church has been out to get me for quite some time, so I really would like my several fake mustaches, my gypsy cloths, things to accent my features and maybe hide some of the others. Just things like this, to get us through to the next town.
Yes, that sounds agreeable. I'd like to keep my reputation by not being associated with your poor reputations. I think this is a good plan. Let's go back, collect our things, and I don't think we'll be staying at the cabin for a very long time. So grab what we need and let's take off.
Sounds good to me, my boy. And what's your attitude? You don't want to get all chapped.
I wouldn't in the slightest.
Very good. Okay.
Now, so take your time assembling my outfits and mustaches, and I think we're ready to head out. The town he gave us, roll navigation check. I'll roll with you navigation to see what we got.
Okay.
So survival.
12? Oh, I just did a survival. I didn't do
Okay,
navigation.
yeah. Ooh, I got a 7. So I'm going to say you know where you're going. So the address that Blade gave us is approximately 2 towns over. We have to hit an even smaller town than the one we're living in on the way there.
Got it.
If that makes sense. And the name of that town is going to be Beaverlawn. Beaverlawn. Yeah, kind of like Babylon, but with a
Babylon.
beaver
Okay.
instead.
I was
Beaverlawn.
thinking like LAWN, like just like a lawn full of beavers. Okay.
Oh, I would have liked that better.
Beaverlawn.
No, it's Babylon, but with beaver. Beaverlawn.
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 Got it.
Have you ever been to this town before? I've seen it on the map, but I have not once even crossed my mind to come to this backwater little dunk town.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I would only come to a shithole town like this if it was in danger by some kind of monster back in the day. But that's been a long time, and I've never stumbled across
Yes,
Beaverlawn.
Beaverlawn. It's
Beaverlawn.
ooh, I like that. Is that Italian? Ooh.
That's sort of what they should have called it.
Yes, molto bene. Oh, I just wish we had one of those flying black horses like Blade got on when he left, and we don't have to walk on foot. Could you believe him just flying off into the sunset like that?
Yeah, fuck that guy. Like, I get it. You killed Dracula 7 times. I don't even know if I believe him. I don't think he really did,
No,
The audacity.
Yeah, how old could he even be? I understand the saying, black don't crack, but look at him. He looks amazing. There's no way he's that old.
It's like, once you go black, no going back. But what did he go back from? I don't understand.
Yes, that is a mystery perhaps we get into deeper later on.
Go ahead and give me like a perception roll there, Nate, or another survival if you want.
I already rolled perception.
Okay.
Super high, 23.
Oh, geez. You're walking along the little road here. It doesn't seem like anybody's actually been walking on it for quite some time. Like carts and traders and things like that don't seem to take this road going from this town to this town. It seems like they'll backtrack out to the sea and then back up and around, but nobody really takes this road. There are also small little trinkets that you notice off the side of the path.
Like in a pile or just like scattered around?
Like scattered, hit and miss here and there. Like somebody made it and then like put it out there kind of like childly, like I have children. I don't even know what the fuck children are thinking. So it's like something children might do. I don't know.
Okay. Van Helsing, I do see these little odd childly trinkets out and about.
Yes, that one looks like a dolly. Yes, a dolly.
A dolly.
Yes, a little child's play thing. Like you pick it up and be like, la, 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 and then you go and like sit down.
Doll.
Yes, a dolly.
Who calls it a dolly? I don't.
Well, that's what we called it in my house. Where you know what? If you were
You
going to...
didn't have sisters.
Well, no, but my dad said I would never amount to being a man, so he forced me to play with dollies. That didn't happen to you, my boy?
Nope, definitely didn't. I was training in the catacombs of the Belmont estate. But regardless, I find these odd to just be sprinkled out and about. Should we go look? And you know how much big of a fan I am of crafts. I created the origami Morning Stars.
By far the greatest creation you have ever made, my boy, is the origami Morning Star. Yes, I think we should continue along the path and keep following these things. Do they seem to be growing more and more abundant? Do I need to pick them up and play with them? Do they need to have a tea party with me? I don't know.
Yes, these are the mysteries we need to solve. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to walk over and investigate one.
Okay. Roll for it. Give me a whatever you're doing to really, if you're going to investigate it or if you're looking for Arcana or whatever.
I mean, I noticed this is like a path, but they also look kind of harmless. So I'm just going to go for it. It's been a while since I've had to. Oh, God. It's a 6.
For just regular investigation?
Investigation, yeah.
Yep. It's a bunch of twigs with some twine kind of wrapped around it, maybe a little bit of pieces of human hair, and they're in the shapes of humans or little dollies. And that's pretty much all the gist you're getting from it.
What shit craftsmanship. As a connoisseur of crafts myself, I would have never done this. Look how cheap this is. I'm going to like split it in half.
Oh, yes. As you do so, like green smoke kind of, when you crack it open, almost like a pixie stick kind of deal, like and then green dust comes out a little bit.
Look at this piece of shit. Look at like that. What is this? Made in China.
Is that mold coming out of there? That's disgusting. And is that human hair? Is it from the top hair or the bottom hair? I don't know. That's disgusting.
Yes, just put it down and leave it alone. Don't touch them. Van Helsing, I think.
You know what? I think that stepdad in the town behind us was selling things like this, and no wonder he looked so depressed. Nobody's buying this bullshit.
Yes, absolutely. I could teach him a thing or two about crafts. This guy has nothing. Does he have any talents at all?
I don't know. Things like this really get me chapped, you know?
Anywho, onward and forward.
Okay, so we've been walking for quite some time now, and I'd say the town is getting closer. The Beaver Babylon, but with a beaver is there's a sign. It's all run down, broken, looks creepy as fuck. Kind of hanging off of one hinge. We come in. It's really only like 2 houses, it looks like here, and maybe like one little market shack kind of in the middle.
Oh my God, why did we come through this shithole? Look at this.
It said on the map that this is the only way through. In and out. That's all we had to do. We're not picking up wives here, my boy. We're just merely walking through. It's not that big of a deal.
I mean, I get it. I used to be an adventurer. I used to sleep in the wilderness and under the cover of the stars and danger. But now if it doesn't have at least 3 stars, I won't stay here. And this is not even a 1 star. Van Helsing, not even a half a star. Let's be honest.
No, it doesn't even get a corner of a star, of a origami morning star, if you will.
Aha, I see what you did there.
I am very clever.
So are we just gonna pass through then? We just like what? And what do you mean you have to only way in and out? Do we just walk between the only 2 houses? Like it's like a portal gate?
Yes, there's one road, a house on each side, a little shack in the middle there, and a little roundabout gate to kind of walk through. I don't make these towns. I just look at them on the map. I never thought we were going to have to be coming this way. Why am I getting so defensive about this town? There's one of 2 things we do. We either sneakily walk through this town because I don't want to deal with strangers. Because look at us, we look fabulous. They'll obviously try to bother us and maybe steal from us. Or we do the opposite. And we walk in and say, hey, here we are. Adore us, love us, give us money, and we'll be on our way.
Ah, yes, grandstand.
Yes, whatever you want.
Let's do the latter.
Very well. Attention, people of Beaverland.
Beverone.
It's Italian. Molto bene. We are here as the D-Hunters, so please roll out the red carpet, for here am I, Abraham Van Helsing, and my best friend and cohort, Trevor Belmont. Thank you.
It's pretty quiet.
Unbelievable. It's like they've never even heard of the Daft Monks. It is ridiculous.
Backwater. I told you it was backwater. Nobody even cares.
Let's just walk through and get the hell out of here, piece of shit.
Very well, my boy.
As you're walking through, give me one more perception roll.
Yeah, sure. I do have pretty high perception, so it's going to be 16.
You don't notice it at first. And then what is your armor class?
16 wasn't good enough?
No.
Holy shit. Okay. My armor class is 17.
Oh, okay. So that's a miss. You notice whoosh, it kind of zigs right by your shoulder, clips your shoulder a little bit. Doesn't cause any damage, but definitely gets your attention. And it's a small, like, pencil dagger. Just very thin piece of metal kind of hits you and tink, 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 and falls down.
What the hell is that? Did you see that, Van Helsing?
I didn't.
Stay still.
Oh, should I talk?
I want to say as you do that, you take like one more step, just like just cause like you can't like you can never completely follow a direction.
You know that I can't stop on my left foot. I have weak ankle. I have to stop on my right foot. You can't just throw a wrench at me like that.
And then
I didn't throw a wrench at you. Oh wait, do you mean actually like just figuratively throw a wrench?
Yes,
Got
you
it.
know what I'm saying.
Well, don't get chapped about it.
roll initiative.
Oh my goodness, 22, my friend.
Holy shit.
I think it's a good time to address. So when we build our characters, because this is just a silly campaign here, Van Helsing is a much lower level. I don't even remember. Do you remember your level, Nate?
I have my character sheet up. I'm a level 4.
Yeah. So, and then Belmont is, I think, like level 10 total because he's an actual monster hunter. So I have actually pretty diesel stats, and then Van Helsing kind of doesn't because he's kind of a sham. He's
No,
not
I got
supposed to
shit
be
stats and everything.
super talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my rolls generally will be good at not cheating. It's just actually I have a higher level there. We just thought that made sense, right? They're definitely not equals in the physical like fighting department.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. So you do have first turn.
Did I know what direction that pencil dagger came from? I'm guessing one of the two houses.
Yeah, I'm going to be able. You can discern that it did come from the one house, basically on the left side, not the right side of the two houses.
Okay. I'm just gonna, if you don't mind, roll a stealth and try to, because I don't see an enemy right off the bat, so I'm just gonna try to approach stealthily.
Okay,
And
perfect.
kind of almost like ready a dodge or something, almost as I'm moving.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, you can roll stealth. The town's been overgrown a little bit, so it'd be easier to like hide in the foliage or behind.
Yeah, I got a 14 plus 5, so I got 19.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're good. Let me see. Oh yeah, you're way good. You are stealth. And then after that, is that your turn? Right now, you're just going to hold an action.
Yeah. I'm kind of like holding action. That way, I'll dodge if something attacks or have advantage or something like that.
Okay,
Good deal.
perfect. Okay, Van Helsing is up next, and
I don't know what's going on. Where did you go, Belmont? Oh, I hear you. Yes, we're being stealthy. I, too, shall try to roll the stealth.
and that is a 2 plus 0.
I, too, am stealthy.
And I kind of just like squat down, but I got like bad knees and a bad back, you know? So I'm kind of just like, oh yes.
You just like waddle like at a slightly lower elevation.
Yeah, that's it. I probably dropped down like 4 inches total. That's it. And then after that is the thing's attacking turn, and you hear rustling inside of the one house that is on the left, and then basically like little child giggling, and then you see another attack go towards Van Helsing, and that is a 7 plus 3. That is going to be, a miss by 1. So you see another piece, a weird, elongated, ivory-looking dagger shoots out and chinks off of the back of his armor and misses, basically.
So this time, did I see where it kind of like came out from?
Yes, you saw that it came from one of the windows. It's just shot out of the shadows of one of the windows inside of that house.
Are the windows like open? Like any there's no glass?
No,
or
there's no
boarded up or anything.
If there is glass, it's like been broken out and it's not boarded up or anything, and it's kind of just open. But the inside of the house is dark.
So my plan is, as a monk, I have the feature deflect missiles.
Ooh.
And so now that I've seen where it's coming from, I'm going to try to goad it into like hitting me. And then I'm going to try to kind of reflect, like, because I can basically like grab it and send it back and roll for it.
Ooh, perfect.
whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's what so I'm going to use my action just to kind of like stand up and be like, come and get me, you sneaky piece of shit.
Okay. And then you're basically readying your missiles or whatever kind of deal. Reflect missiles thing.
Yep.
Okay. Van Helsing is,
Hey, I thought we were stealthing, my boy. Okay, I can do something too. Hold on.
And he just pulls out his hand crossbow and randomly shoots it into the house. Disadvantage. Oh my god, that's going to hit. 4 points. You hear, ow! Hey, no fair!
Did you hear that, my boy? I got him. I got somebody.
Yeah, it sounds like a child, Van Helsing.
No, it's obviously a dwarf man of some kind who's sniffing helium. This must be some kind of helium farm, this Beaverlawn.
Unlikely. So are we still like in combat?
Yes.
Are we still?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
and then it's going to be
it's that kid's turn.
Yeah, the kid's turn. Going to attack you, Belmont, my boy, and that's going to be a 22.
Yeah, that will hit, which is good. So I want that to happen. So now roll damage.
Okay.
Because for this to work, I have to reduce the damage down to 0.
7.
And then I can deflect
damage.
Yeah, I roll 1d10 plus 9. So the plus 9 covers it. So, So if you reduce damage to 0 and have a free hand, you can spend 1 Kai point to make a ranged attack. So yeah. So I successfully am able to like whatever he shot out is like a dagger or something or a pencil knife or whatever. I like grab it with my free hand and then whip it back at him again. And my goal is to try to like maybe pin him to a wall.
Ooh, okay. Well, then I'm going to say you are successful with that then. And he's like, hey, ouch, let me down from here.
Perfect. And I'm going to make a run for it and like do some kind of acrobatics, maybe like through the window.
Through the window?
Maybe
roll me an acrobatics check for that. You have advantage because it sounds awesome.
First one was not good. First one was a 13. Second one was an 18.
Oh, an 18? Perfect. You managed to tumble right in. And you see...
Aha! I say as I like do like a somersault through the window.
Don't worry, my boy, I'm coming.
And actually, Van Helsing tripped in a pothole out in the front. And he took 5 points of damage to his bad knee. So he is down...
He's down.
He's down on the ground right now. Oh, what the heck? There it is.
Imagine just that, like Peter Griffin from Batman, the guy, like,
yeah. So inside this worn, ramshackle building, you see bones all along the floor, and what you have now pinned to the wall with his bone dagger-looking thing is a very scrawny, let's say, like 8-year-old kid who's got really sunken in, beady black eyes. He's like, let me down from here.
What's your name, you rascal?
Flynn.
Flynn. That's a shit name. That's a rock.
Oh, that's my name. I'm Flynn from Beaverland. Beaverlawn.
Oh, God, don't. Stop talking. It's just getting worse. It's getting worse. Why are you assaulting us?
Well, I'm hungry, and that's what I do. It's what we all do here.
We all? There's nobody else here.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, it is a 16.
Oh, perfect. After he says this, you kind of do a double take around the room, and you notice that there are far too many human remains and bones scattered inside of this house to have all been from this one child. And multiple, like, laceration marks on the bones and things like that.
Flynn, my boy, if I were to ask you a question, what is it you eat?
Whoever comes in...
Oh, sorry, I fucked up my voice there.
Why, whoever comes into our camp. So we were going to eat you guys.
Oh, you're cannibals.
Maybe, like some people call us children. Some people call us cannibals. Either way, we just call those people delicious.
My boy, there seems to be a problem out here. I'm surrounded now, and there's a bunch of hungry eyes staring at me with drool. That one's holding a fork and a knife. That one's putting a bib on his shirt. At least he's got manners. Help me, my boy.
I want to like go and grab the kid by like his collar and then like take out the knife and then like hold it to his throat and then like walk up to the window and be like, listen to me, you cannibal children. Beaverland residents.
Give me one just athletics or acrobatics check for all those actions.
Oh, it's tremendous. 22.
Oh, yeah, you crush it. He only got a 15. And then as you look outside, you see that there are about 12 other small children, all different ages, but all underneath teenager, all different heights, colors, shape, just all a bunch of different kids out here in Beaverland, all completely circling around Van Helsing. And they all look the same shape as Flynn there, all sunken eyes and all gaunt looking.
Like, are they stopped? Like, do they see me in the window with like the kid?
I'm going to say they all stopped and all in unison slowly look up to stare at you.
Okay, children of the corn / Beaverlone residents.
Oh, it sounds Italian.
It is either your friend, brother / cultist, or Van Helsing. You choose, but you only get one.
I don't know if they can hear you, my boy. This one directly behind me is just making lip smacking sounds. If he keeps this up, his lips are going to get all chapped. It's disgusting, really.
Well, if you weren't so overweight, you wouldn't look so appetizing, Van Helsing. I told you to exercise.
Well, that is not my fault that I fell in this pothole and my mouth landed on an apple. That is not my fault. You keep bringing this up and making me feel like shit because of it.
You like say that and then you take like a huge bite out of an apple. like I don't know how these kids are starving when there's just apples. Like, all right, listen, you little piece of shit. I whisper in the kid's ear, and I'll roll like a persuasion while I'm doing this. You're gonna tell your friends to call it off, and I will take you guys into the next town to feast. No, not that kind of feast. To like eat a ton of food, and we're gonna get you homes and education and some schooling. Okay, but you need to call off your friends right now. And my perception roll or my persuasion on that 11.
Ooh, let me see. Oh no, he fucking sucked on that. Roll against it.
Okay, well, I see where you're coming from. We just have to appease the Oracle before we leave, and then we'll go on our way.
The Oracle?
Yes, she's in the shed, not the other house, but the shed, right in the center of town.
So there's an Oracle who just sits in a shed in a 2-house village. And okay, no, never mind. I'm not going to ask questions.
I am a child who eats people.
So I'm still holding on to the kid by the collar, and I'm like with the knife, and I'm gonna like escort him over to the Oracle. Like, come, we're going to parley with the Oracle, Van Helsing. They won't harm you. Keep coming.
All right, I'm gonna try to get up now. Let me roll for that. Nope, you hold on. It's gonna take me. You there, small child? Can you help me get up?
They just kind of look at each other and like shrug, like.
Oh, what's his persuasion? Oh, that's actually not bad. That's an 18 for persuasion. I'm going to say the little kid helps him up.
Oh, thank you, my boy. You are a strong chap. Little thin and gangly, but very strong. Now, I'm going to go with you, my friend, and apparently your new friend, and we're going to go check out this Oracle business.
You guys managed perfectly fine to get to the shed.
All right, this is it. The Oracle's inside. You just have to kind of like make your peace with it, and then we'll go.
Make my peace with it. I'm going to roll insight on this little shit.
Okay.
Because I don't really know if Belmont trusts going into a fucking shed to meet a supposed Oracle. That, my friend, is a nat 20.
Oh, shit. He rolled an 8. So, yeah. You hear, like, in his voice that he thinks that there is an Oracle in this shed. You don't think that he's lying or trying to trick you or trying to get the jump on you or anything.
I'm going to be like, Van Helsing, limp over here. And I want Van Helsing to come in with me. So I'm going to like kind of like grab him by the shoulder, like type of carry deal. And I want to like limp forward into the shed.
Okay, perfect. You push open the shed door. Cracks open. Inside, it's not a very big shed. It's maybe like 3 foot by 5 foot. and there seems to be some kind of shrine that is in the center of the shed room, and it is basically of like some ancient deity. If you want to roll for blah blah blah, you can on it, but if not, it just looks like an ancient deity that you kind of have seen before, but you can't place it right now without a good roll.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna roll for it. I'm gonna say like I'm a little rusty on Beaverland historical figures, maybe.
Mhm.
So I am. What? There's a shrine in the middle. You said.
Yes.
What do I see? Like, what does the shrine look
The
like?
shrine is of a woman goddess looking thing, and it is holding basically like grains and what do you fucking call it? Yeah, just grain, that typical thing you would see in her one hand, and in the other hand there is a sickle, and then there is a plaque underneath on her feet with basically like it says, "How
dare you?" Oh dear. Okay, let's see. It's one of these.
That looks like an ancient druid that I've seen before, my boy. It's very ancient.
No, absolute sham. Absolutely. All she does is convince people to get worked up and barely eat people. Unbelievable. This is an oracle. This is a sham. And I want to go like walk over and try to like kick the shrine over.
Oh, okay, give me a strength roll on it.
That's how angry Belmont is about this sham oracle. Athletics?
Yeah, you can do just an athletics check, not a save yet.
It is an 11.
Oh, so you kick it and it wobbles a little bit, and you can tell that it's not very sturdy in the foundation, but it wasn't just enough to tip it over.
Look how cheaply made this is. I mean, it isn't even, it barely even is standing up. I mean, here, come help me. We're going to push this son of a bitch over.
I don't think that's very wise, my boy. I mean, I just hurt my leg, and I just, I don't mess with druid craft.
I know you're very superstitious, Van Helsing, but do you really think this is a real shrine in a shack in a town called Beaverland?
I've seen stranger things. I once saw a pirate that was actually a rat pirate, and he murdered several clowns. I've seen it. That's not even the strangest thing I've seen.
You murdered several clowns, Van Helsing. That was you.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Is anything happening while we're bickering?
More of the children are kind of walking up and gathering around the shed now behind us.
I want to look at like that kid that I was talking to. I'm like, so what do? You pray here, or what do you sit here and say, "How dare you"? Like, what do you do to worship this oracle?
That's all we do. We sit down, we really think about it, in the environment. We think about that, and then like these thoughts come into our heads, and we need to kill the people who don't appreciate it, and then we eat them, and they go back into the earth, and things are great again. You just
this whole plan almost sounds good, except for the part where you eat people. Well, it looks like we have no core here. I actually have no qualms with the earth. Neither does Van Helsing. He ate that apple, but that's just, that's obviously, he also poops and fertility and whatnot. So listen, we have no qualm here. If all you're concerned about is the environment, then we are friends of the earth and of this Swedish looking oracle. And I think we're good to go.
The oracle says, prove it.
Prove it.
Yes.
Prove that we like the earth.
Yes.
How would I do that?
Eat some of it.
What do I see like around me on like the ground?
Just soil and grass.
Van Helsing, will you take one for the team and chew on some dirt?
I've put a lot of disgusting things in my mouth throughout the years that I've been alive, my boy, but this dirt looks extra gross. All these children are barefoot, and they've been walking around rubbing their toes in this dirt. Do you think I'm going to put that in my mouth? That little one in the back is clipping his toenails right now and just leaving them in the dirt. That's so disgusting.
Okay, fine. I pick up a rock and I'm just going to lick it and be like, there.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
14.
Ooh, you pass.
Nice.
Nothing happens.
Well,
why are you all looking at me like I was about to pass out from licking that rock?
It seems the oracle is letting you pass. So Me and my group won't bother you anymore if you're gonna go into town.
Yes, but how about instead of not bothering me, what if you come and I teach you how to love the environment, but also eat food? Does your oracle train you that you can actually grow food from the earth that you can eat? Actually, the earth itself can nourish you?
She doesn't give us any useful information. Just mostly complains at us.
Well, that's not a very good oracle. I think you should come with me, and we could get you set up over in the next town.
I don't know if the oracle would like that very much.
Well, why don't you ask her?
Okay.
And then like the little boy sits there for a little bit, and then he looks over and he licks the stone, the same one that you licked, only he doesn't pass. And all of a sudden his eyes roll back and he starts convulsing. Foam starts coming out of the side of his mouth and shit.
Oh my God, my boy. I saw something like this in Sri Lanka one time. Just kick him. Or if you have a handle of a brush, put it in his mouth so he doesn't bite on his tongue.
Well, the oracle has spoken. I'm sure he'll be fine. Let's get out of here.
Okay. And then you and Van Helsing manage to successfully leave. But on the way out, you hear screams of children. And basically like slashing noises and more screams as you guys continue along your path back to the new town.
Do you think we did the right thing, Van Helsing?
Oh, absolutely, my boy. If I was there any longer, do you know how swollen my ankle was going to get? I could barely take my boot off. Now, we need to get to this next town and get some healing medicine right away. Oh, the children, you mean? Nah, who gives two shits about those children? They're weirdos.
Okay, I just had to do a quick gut check there.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm fine. We're all fine. We're monster slayers, not babysitters.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now we're on our way clear to the next destination, right?
Yes, to the church. The church that once threw me out, even though I am nothing but a fine citizen.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, sugar tits.
We're gonna call it there for tonight.
I think so, man. I think so.
Nate, how did you come up with Beaverland?
It was a random town generator on Kassoon.com, and it says Beaverland. It's a hamlet. Population is actually 88. It's size 3 acres. And yeah, it gives me all this information just on a random generator. But I only use it for the name.
I like how you tied in nothing to that. You just called it Beaverland and then have an oracle environmentalist and cannibals. The trifecta, apparently.
Well, the cannibal children actually came to me last night while we were watching some scary movies. And it was a whole little village of cannibal children. And I was like, I got to use that in the story because that's great. I love it.
I never watched, like, when I was younger, Children of the Corn was on. It was too scary for me. So I wouldn't, I'd turn it off or I'd go in another room. But isn't that like the premise of Children of the Corn guy?
I think they were just murderers, because Satan was in the cornfield and he was turning these kids against their parents and shit. But the idea of kid cannibals, that even sounds cool. That sounds like a 90s
Kid Cannibal.
90s show I'd watch. Kid Cannibals, like right after TMNT,
On Fox, no doubt.
Yes.
Well, thank you for another entertaining episode. I look forward to getting my holy on in the next city.
Oh, yes.
And maybe meeting some people who actually don't like Van Helsing.
Ooh, right.
Can you imagine?
No way. But just so the folks at home know, this was a little bit of a filler episode. I just got over COVID, so get off my fucking back about it. You're getting a filler episode before you get to more story, okay?
Episode 2, filler.
Yes.
we made it one episode.
Well, I'm sorry that Corona's out to get me, but I'm fucking blocking that shit. Captain America with the shield.
Boom. You're healthy, and that's all we care about.
Yes.
And thanks to the magic of editing, I'm sure I can polish this turd into something less stinky.
Thank goodness.
Thanks for listening.